thoughts on is his name Baz? Baz Ulrich? I might have just made up a name. The Romeo plus Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh,
Are
Baz
you up on
Luhrmann?
that? Baz Luhrmann. What did I say?
Yeah, Ulrich.
It's a hard name. That's not a name you've ever heard before. But
Baz Luhrmann. It's only like a very famous director. Yeah, you look casual. I look like I'm trying really hard.
You look like a news anchor a little bit. Have you thought about doing the news?
I did almost minor in journalism.
Okay. I
was 3 credits away from a journalism minor. That's not even that impressive.
No.
The minor is not even like a real thing. I took a few classes and I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I wrote a couple stories and they were published. I remember I wrote this one story because this alum from our school who was like, she had won like Miss Texas a few years back and she was alum from our school. And then she came and she has this whole, and she was running for like the house, like a house seat in Texas. And she came and I wrote this whole like story about her talk and everything, and then I never wrote a story again, and it was just a little bit, I couldn't be unbiased.
Sure.
I didn't like that.
Have you read journalism?
Yes.
These days?
Yes, but then like that's like the main thing they teach you, like open marketplace of ideas, and then they teach you don't be biased. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know how to do that.
Did you feel like you had a particular feeling about the Miss Texas lady that you didn't have the freedom to communicate, I guess?
No, I think I just sort of like, yeah, I guess so. But I did take it upon myself to use my freedom that I feel within myself to write as much as I wanted about the talk and what I took away from it and all that stuff. And then I was like, you know what? Y'all are looking at me funny. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this just isn't fun for me. So I'll let you do this, and then I'll go and do theater, which feels a little bit like journalism to me in a way.
I think I got into journalism. I went to school originally for journalism. I think for like a similar reason, 'cause like it's one of those career paths you pick where you're like, I think I want to be like in front of the camera and like a writer and like a performer, but I don't really have like the confidence.
Yeah, you want to tell stories.
Yeah, I don't have the self whatever to realize like me personally, I want to like do it in a much like not journalist, like not, I want to be a comedian, but like if you're like in the academia system, one of the places that energy they can point you to, they're like, you know. And I think there's a lot of crossover, like journalists. There are journalists / comedians like I look up to.
True.
Who is Jon Stewart a journalist?
Is Jon Stewart a comedian?
Exactly. So there's like relevance to it. I think like, you know, that's the question. Like, is Josh Johnson a journalist? You know what I mean? Like, I guess no, because journalist requires like a specific thing. But there's definitely like. They're definitely close.
I don't know who Josh Johnson is.
He's just like a really, he's a comedian who does like a lot of current event stuff and like talks about like politics and stuff like really in depth. And like, there's an element of like communicating to your specific following or like audience, like what is happening in your perception of like the news and stuff, which is analogous to journalism to me.
I think so. I think if I ever started writing again, which I've thought a lot about, I would get on Substack and I would write and I would say, this is my identity. I am a non-binary white person from Seattle, Washington, upper middle class, and I think that these people would I think this identity would take away this from this story. Before you even read it. Yeah. I did like at school took a class called Soul Work, which was taught by Tiana K. Blair. And it was originated by Crystal Chanel Trescott. And
her name is Crystal, and she
Crystal Chanel Trescott is the founder of Soul Work.
Of course she is.
Doctor.
You go to Dr. Crystal?
I didn't learn from her. I learned from her protege.
Okay, that's very. I'm sorry.
Tiana K. Blair. Sure. No, these are really important names where I'm from.
Tiana is a much more. I can take that name more serious in this field.
Okay, got it. Anyway, it was basically like a lot of identity work. We had to like know who we were. You have to have like you have to be very familiar and very like, you have to know who you are in order to do well in the course or to do well in the pedagogy.
What was like the curriculum of soul work?
It is, it's like a comprehensive performance methodology.
Okay.
But it's actually not just for performance, but I was learning it in like a acting setting.
Sure.
And it's founded in African American performance like rituals.
Mm.
And so yeah, it was really interesting. I've never taken a class like that, and I was pretty bad at it. Mm. And it's like I've done a lot of self-reflecting since that class because I realized I didn't know who I was and I wasn't confident in who I was.
So like what were you doing? Like what was the work, I guess, of it? The work. What was the work of soul work?
This work of soul work is okay, this is how I did it.
Sure.
We stood in a circle, and my curriculum was such that we would explore our bodies basically, and I'm forgetting some of the terminology, but I forget what they were called. They're called like pathways. Mm-hmm. And you were kind of exploring how your body shows up when prompted by different identity boxes. So like one of my identity boxes is like white. One of my identity boxes is like female bodied.
Sure.
One of my identity boxes is Seattle. And then everyone else had various different identity boxes. And so they were called like thoroughfares. And this is the thing. And some people got it. And you had to like kind of make eye contact with people across the circle, and like a lot of breath work.
Okay.
So there's like 360 breath, which is like breathing out through your back and then also it's in through the nose and out through the mouth.
Yeah.
And then that was somehow supposed to connect you to your body, it's supposed to connect you to your identity, and then you were able to like show up as a character because you would be able to understand, okay, this is how my body moves in this identity, and this is how other bodies move in that identity. And then I think it's supposed to really help you show up on stage.
Okay. So I'm just trying to understand, like, you come to class.
You have to wear all black.
You have to wear all black. It's
Everyone's in all black.
Theater space?
Yeah, it's like a huge, like, rehearsal room.
The instructor's like, okay, everyone stand in a circle.
Yeah.
And breathe and just look at each other.
Yeah, you have to stand in African first.
Stand in African?
African first, which is
what
like...
What does that mean?
You know... You know, okay, so it's basically you have to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, like shoulders back.
Okay.
360 breath.
Okay.
It's basically like, I thought of it as in like, you know how in ballet, which is a very like Eurocentric, like uptight, like la 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 Russian white people, like you have your feet in first. This is like first, and then second position is like this, but African first was like the most grounded your body can be and ready to like respond to anything. I'm telling you, this
I
is
believe
true.
you. I've just never heard of a thing like this that wasn't like a cult. What you're describing sounds like what I'd imagine like the morning
theater school is very culty
on the commune, but that goes hard. I mean, do you think it made you a better, more embodied performer?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. I think it also because I guess I'm a performer, but I do mostly just directing. So I think the main thing I took away from it was, okay, this is helping me create a vocabulary in which I can speak to other actors about their bodies and their like what they need in order for me to help them do their job, which is kind of like, or that's a really big priority for me as a director, is to make sure that I can make it as easy as possible for you to show up the way you need to in your rehearsal and in your performance or whatever it is.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah, so I think that was a big thing that I took away from it. And then also just the power of like knowing yourself and knowing others and having an awareness of your background in order to communicate with other people. 'Cause it was really taking away like it was dissolving boundaries in a lot of ways. Or Yeah. I think I'm just like a better person socially sometimes because of it.
Yeah.
Because I can like recognize, oh, I come from this, and this is why I maybe think this way, or this is why I move this way.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it just makes you like a better person, probably, if you're just becoming more aware of like yourself and how you move through the world and how different things affect you based on your identity and you know, your physical makeup, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it helps you have empathy for other people too.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a class. You know, we gave it shit.
I liked it better than the journalism class.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that's a class everyone should probably take it rather than, you know, what was it we were just talking about? Rocks class? Geology. Yeah, I feel like society would be better if we replaced geology with
My geology
soul
teacher
class.
was the best person in the world. He wasn't even like employed by the school. He was like a trust fund. Like he like did like private equity. Okay. But he also like was in like clean energy and was like used to be like a geologist or something. I don't remember.
And also just hopped on the mic as a teacher.
Yeah, and then they like needed someone to do the class, and he came in. His name was Neil. I forget his last name. Love you, Neil. If you're watching this, me and my other friend, like took that class because we needed a science credit, and I took it like last semester of my senior year because it was like the one thing I needed. And he would. One time I remember I walked into that class. There was a test, and I was like, whoa, everyone's like really early today. I was like, why are we all standing outside like this? So everyone's like nervous. And then we like walked in, everyone had their like cheat sheet, and you were allowed to have like one sheet, like two-sided sheets of paper that you could like fill out, and people would like write in like fairy language to try to like fit it all in, like small letters.
So did you learn anything?
No, I turned around and walked out because I was like, I did not realize there was a test today. And then he texted me and he was like, so, did you forget about the test? And I was like, yeah. He was like, that's fine. Because he knew we were into theater and that we did that. Like, I understand this is not your thing.
I mean, that's like, he's treating you like the football team in that instance. Good for him.
I think that should be allowed. And I think that should be normal. Let's talk about that, actually. Talk about treating the art students like fucking student athletes, because we have the same fucking schedule, I swear to God.
Yeah. And this isn't what? I'm not going to say this isn't anti-art. But you look at it, like even SMU, the amount of money that the football team brings in at most schools is like, it's bankrolling every other sport.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, also the business school is huge there.
Yeah, okay.
It's called Cox.
Cox?
Cox.
Cox?
Cox.
Nice. Yeah.
And I remember the art school needed a remodel for sure. Like, there's cockroaches, like, in the basement of that school.
Cockroaches? Sorry.
I mean, yeah.
You send them over?
They were there. And then it took maybe, like, 3 to 4 years for them to, like, remodel the interior of that building. Mm-hmm. And there was, like, this huge fence outside of our school for, like, a year. The business school got torn completely down and rebuilt in the summer. That's where the money is.
Listen, make an argument that the theater program matters. Boom. Finish your.
Make an argument for why theater matters.
I'm not saying I don't think theater matters, but
have you ever seen a play?
Of course.
What play have you seen?
I was into, not like into, but I don't think I've seen anything post high school, but in school.
That's the problem. There you go already.
I'm not hating on theater. I'm trying to make for interesting audio entertainment. I'm gonna take a deep breath. You think me,
you're a stand-up comedian?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For the sake of someone out there, I'm representing someone who's like, man, we don't need the theater. We got the football team needs a new bathroom.
I understand that. Yeah.
So
why does it matter?
Yeah.
But like, what if, like genuinely though, no judgment though, like just to like get a baseline for where we're at. You have seen musicals in high school?
Yeah.
Have you seen a play, like a straight play, no music?
I think I have, only because like my friends in high school were in theater, and I went and saw stuff that they were in just to be the homie.
Yeah.
But
do you remember what it was?
I can't say
That's okay.
for sure that I have. So I'll just
That's okay.
cop and say no.
I think that's okay. I think that so do you like to watch sports?
Yeah.
Okay. What sports do you watch?
I watch a lot of basketball. I watch tiny bit of football, and I watched baseball for the first time because everyone was getting into the Mariners. So
great.
That's my sports diet.
Okay. Well, my friends and I, one of our favorite conversations to have is about how much basketball is like theater.
Did you just model that to whatever I said my favorite sport was?
No, I'm just glad you said basketball.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess I could make an argument for many sports, but like basketball particularly, and soccer, I would say, are very similar to the way that theater operates. You've got your different players, and they all do different things, and they're all on the same team, and they're all working towards the same goal. That's a lot like being on a cast.
Also a lot like having a job.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, it's all theater. It's all the same. I think that everything is theater.
Okay.
Like and then you have like your coach, who is like your director, right? And they very familiar with all the players. They can put you in positions to be successful. And then you have like your referee, or like your even just people who are working, or like team managers or whatever. You've got like the stage manager, right? Who's
who
looking
are the
at everything.
No, go back to referees. Who are the referees in theater?
I think I would call it like a stage manager. Okay. Like okay, we're going too far.
Okay, that's fine.
Or we have to stay in the bounds. We have to do this. We have to make sure we're on schedule. We have to make sure the cue gets called. We have to make sure you have to make your entrance on time. We have to make sure these things, you know?
Sure. They keep everything in order. They keep the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then there's the audience, and they respond to how well the teams are doing, how well maybe the characters are doing, because every character has an objective, and they have tactics to pursue that objective, just like when you're on the court.
Sure.
And I think that does something to a human's like psyche, emotional body, because you're invested. And that's what people love about sports, right? Is like, oh, that's my team, and my team does well. Like, I feel good, and I walk away, and I feel connected to my community.
So you feel good. I think like what is like the competitive? I guess that's like the biggest part of sports for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like this guy versus this guy of it all. Is there like something you feel is like analogous to that?
Maybe not directly. I would say that that's where kind of it changes for me. Is like I don't feel competitive. I mean, theater is competitive, but not in the same way that like sports. It's like this team against this team. But like when you're in acting school, or when you're an actor, it's like you want to win.
For sure.
That
There's
scene.
Only so much role. Yeah.
But like no, like when you're playing someone in a scene.
Okay.
Like if you think about it, as a human being, like you always want something, whether or not you're like aware of it. And a lot of acting school is like helping actors become aware of what it is, so that they can like bring justice to their character, which is like sort of weird, and not everyone uses that as a anyway. But like you want to win, like you want to get something, and the other character in the scene usually wants something as well, and you both like want to win. And even though it's scripted, you're still pursuing you're ruthlessly like pursuing the objective. You're ruthlessly pursuing what you want in a scene. Does this make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where it sort of comes in, like this person versus this person.
There's like there's at least, because in sports it can be like that too, like where some people look at it like as a competitive thing, but there are some players who are like, yeah, I did the best I could, you know what I mean? And that's how they measure success, is like not necessarily the measure of how the competitive part of it went, but like, you know, do I feel successful in how I performed out there, similar to what you're saying.
Yeah, or like you have respect for your teammate. You're like, oh yeah, I'm honored to be up against this person. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna lead my team. Blah blah blah. Anyway,
is there what's dunking?
Dunking. Girl, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look at like.
One I wanted.
I have to think.
If you can figure out dunking, you got me there.
I mean, like when you get the last laugh, like when you win the point, like because one of my acting teachers, he always says like, move to score a point. Like you don't need to move your body if you're not trying to like do something intentionally. There's lots of sports stuff that kind of bleeds into theater. But I think the point I want to make about why I think theater is important, and this could even go back to like journalism or this end of sentence.
I forgot we were talking about journalism. Yeah. I was like, how did we get here?
Is because like when you're sitting in an audience, or you're sitting at a sports game, you're emotionally invested.
Sure.
In a way that I think doesn't even show up in, I guess maybe when you're watching movies or TV, you can't be emotionally invested. But there's something about being in a room.
Well, it's you see their humanity, and both with acting and sports, like you said, you're rooting for them. Like you want the play to go well, like whether that's for your team in a basketball game or like, yeah, you really love this theater and this group of actors and you want to see them
or the
fucking crush. Yeah.
Or like you see yourself in that character.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, I get that. And then it becomes just like this huge room that just generates a bunch of empathy. That's what I love about the theater, is because when you go into a theater, you're kind of different when you walk out of it, because you've had this experience of watching another human being's life, even if it's fictional. If an actor's doing a good job, you're feeling for that character as if it was a real person. And then you get that kind of simulated experience of empathy, and you get to share that with like a bunch of people. Because if you've ever been in a theater where something happens on stage, and like you can just feel like everyone's holding their breath, and you're just like in this experience with everyone else, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? Or if someone gets a line, it's a joke, and everyone's laughing together. Like that's magical. That's like not something that human beings experience as much as I think they should. And that's why I think people should go to the theater more often, because it makes you think and it makes you learn something. And there are a lot of really good plays, and there are a lot of really like historical plays or journalistic plays or just plays that are meant to emulate life and are meant to feel very similar. And so that's why I think theater is important.
And similar to basketball, I'm gonna you gotta invite me to a play.
I would love to bring
invite
you
me
to a
play. I'll go to a play.
See, at the beginning of this conversation, Creme was like, what's so important about theater? And now you're like, want to come. See? It's kind of a magical experience.
Yes, and like, I'm down to do anything. You know what I mean? If you came on here and were like, oh my God, you gotta try leeches, and then you gave me like 20 minutes of an impassioned speech about leeches, and you're my friend, I'm gonna be like, all right, bro, take me down to the leech shop. But
awesome.
I don't mean to compare leeches to theater. I just mean like I'm open-minded, and I like the idea of it. Like you said, I'm a comedian, obviously a live performer, and there's so much of what you said that like I recognize in, having done comedy and the way, the audience reacts. And, when you're in an audience, both like I've gone to comedy shows, and similar to like what you're talking about, where like the audience will be like at the edge of their seat or like holding their breath, and then like it bursts. Like I've experienced that on both sides, and it is magical, because it's like, oh my God, we all just saw something. Like I always say, like to me, performing, like I always have to take a risk on stage, like otherwise it's not interesting to me.
Yeah.
And like the analogy I always use in my head is like, it's not cool. I stole this from somewhere, I just don't remember, but it's not cool if Evel Knievel goes and just jumps one bus. You know who Evel Knievel is? Evel Knievel.
I really only know stuff about theater.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the theater Evel Knievel Venn diagram is it's two circles.
Like, if you show me a picture, I probably would.
He's a dude who used to wear like cool like one piece like leather bodysuits, and he'd ride on a motorcycle and jump like 100 school buses with his motorcycle, and it was a huge spectacle. And one day he crashed and died.
Oh, it was
obviously.
a real person.
It was a real person.
Got it.
Yeah, but I always say like it's, and like I said, I think I stole this, but it's not cool or exciting for him or the audience if he goes and is like, I know I can do 5 bikes, let's just do 5 bikes, you know? He's like, I have to jump 100 school buses, and they're like, you can't do it, and he's like, yeah, but it's the only way I can feel alive, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that just to relate, as a someone who spends a lot of time in the space of performance for a different genre of performance art, I definitely understand how powerful performance is as a
for sure
thing.
Yeah, like what's your case for stand-up comedy?
It's getting so much harder to make a case for stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I feel like you're coming at me about theater, but I mean, I do believe that stand-up comedy is important and can be a very powerful medium, but I also feel like it's more obscure than even the theater is.
You think
Maybe
it's more
not.
I don't. There's not theater respectfully on Netflix, but I guess it's because theater.
Well, there is theater on Netflix.
Is there theater on Netflix?
There's for sure theater on Netflix.
Here I go. Just there's no.
I know for sure the pro shot of Shrek the Musical was on there at some point.
Okay. Well. It's not.
That's like not like the best thing to be on. Never mind. That was just, if you get it, you get it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just mean I think I don't have to. I will be less confident in this now because of what just happened. But I think stand-up's probably more popular than a theater.
I agree. I see the point that
I think it's definitely also more like polarizing and controversial. I think more people probably outright hate stand-up than hate the theater, because it's like more of. Do you think people hate the theater? You don't think? I think people probably just aren't into it, but to hate it is.
I think people do think that it can be like cringy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I bet because I think when people think of theater, they think of like, well, and I don't personally think it's cringy, but like people think of like Hamilton.
Sure.
I think that's probably maybe like the first thing that comes to people's mind, or like musical theater specifically.
Yeah, musical theater does kind of taint the reputation of theater overall. Though I am into okay. Before I make a defense for stand-up, what are your favorite musicals? Because I actually do. Do you fuck with musicals?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
What's gas to you?
Like, what I think are really good musicals.
Yeah, what are your faves? Like, I'll give you my 2 are Hairspray and Les Mis.
Yeah.
I keep both soundtracks in rotation.
Yeah, good for you. I love Les Mis. Les Mis is definitely arguably the best musical of all time.
Really? So I have good taste.
Yeah, I mean, you have pretty mainstream taste.
Sure, of course.
I mean, like saying that you like Les Mis, like saying that you like you think like Shakespeare is good.
Okay, well, whatever. Hot take.
No, it's good.
Okay.
I mean,
fine.
No. Sorry, I'm really happy that you like Les Mis. Les Mis is really good. Les Mis also has like no dialogue in it. So sometimes people argue that it even is like a real musical because it's like more of an opera. But I think it's a musical.
Yeah, there is. It's just a little quick exposition, and then they're right into the next one.
Yeah.
But all the songs bang.
Yeah, they're great. What do I think are really good musicals? I really love like The Last 5 Years, which is by Jason Robert Brown. It's a 2-person musical. No.
Okay.
I actually do not know when it was written though. I like Into the Woods. That's a Sondheim musical.
Okay, not familiar. They made a movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think other musicals. There's a David Bowie like jukebox musical that I love. It's called Lazarus.
Okay.
It's really good. I've only ever listened to that soundtrack. I do tend to be drawn towards the musicals that are a little bit more like actor heavy. I mean, it's all acting, but like drama.
So you just want like 2 songs?
No, I mean, last 5 years is also like only music.
Okay.
It's brilliant because it's about a relationship that lasts 5 years between these 2 people, and they go back and forth and they each sing a song. But the girl, she starts at the very end of the relationship, and he starts at the very beginning.
Oh, that sounds tight.
Yeah, and so he sings the song from the very beginning of the relationship, and then she sings a song about the very end of it, and then it goes rotates, and then it meets in the middle when they at their wedding.
Oh wow!
And then it continues on.
That sounds emotional.
It's amazing. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tap in.
What are other musicals that I just like love? I do like Hamilton a lot. I think Hamilton's really, really genius. I think it's genius.
I will be in the camp. You pretty much described where I think of it as corny.
Yeah.
But I have no actual familiarity with it. It's just I'm only aware of its cultural impact.
Yeah.
And I find Lin-Manuel Miranda exceptionally corny.
Yeah, that's okay. He's also a genius.
Yeah, sure. Oh, for sure.
He's allowed to be corny.
He's done a lot of stuff. I mean, he doesn't need me to say he's fine. He's great.
He knows who he is.
Yeah, he's great. But no, not my cup of tea.
There's this play that it's by an author. His name is Ishmael Reed. And he writes this play. It's called The Haunting of Lin-Manuel Miranda. He writes a lot of plays that are sort of like
satirical?
Not necessarily satirical. They're not very great on stage, but they're good to like read and like take something away from.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, at least I don't think The Haunting of Lin-Manuel Miranda did very well on stage. Sure. But it's about Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he gets haunted by the slaves of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and like all of these people, and they're all like, what the fuck did you do? Like, you glorified these these monsters. And it's a really interesting like companion piece of literature to Hamilton. Sure. And I like appreciate it a lot, and I also appreciate Hamilton. Yeah. But it's kind of cool. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Anything.
It's like Scrooge, but it's Lin-Manuel Miranda. He gets like haunted by these ghosts.
Yeah, anything. You can't like do something if you're gonna do like a historical thing that's gonna be singing. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna. It's hard to represent things that are really nuanced and like racial. You know, it's a hard. So of course you need a little. Hey, by the way,
yeah,
this wasn't all song and dance. I think that's probably where it like not rubs me wrong, but it's just like, so we're doing this with singing and dancing, but I haven't seen it, so
yeah. Do you know Newsies?
The
musical?
No. Oh. I've heard of it. That's why I was able to be like, do you mean the?
No.
Yeah, but no.
It's about newsboys. I don't know what the date was, like the era of it, but it's New York, and it's like during the like Industrial Revolution when I think this could be wrong. Anyway, they're singing and dancing about like striking because of like child labor, and they're being overworked and underpaid, and they're in like dangerous conditions, and there's like a female journalist who is like covering the story, and that's like a really big deal for her 'cause like she's like on thin ice anyway with her job because she's not supposed to, like, woman writing. That's crazy. And then she like writes this like big radical story about this child labor strike. But then all the newsboys like get together from like all the different boroughs, and they have this big tab number, and it's like really powerful.
Really powerful.
It really is.
So your point in bringing up Newsies was just
historical singing
too.
And dancing.
Yeah. One day they will tell the story of Donald Trump.
I mean, Hairspray.
Yeah, I mean, the civil rights movement is kind of like perfect for singing and dancing. Like there was serious stuff going on, but, you know, we were there. Seaweed.
Do you want to play him?
Of course. It's a dream. A dream.
Can you sing?
Of course.
Okay.
No, of course. Of course, it's crazy. I'm a triple threat. But in defense of stand-up comedy.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm not accusing you. I just thought maybe let's.
That's why I came back to it as an interesting counter thing. I think all the parts of it right now that are making people kind of like tweak and think like, it's like ruining America, like the Joe Rogan, Theo Von, Austin podcast of it all.
Do you think Joe Rogan is a comedian? Would you consider? I guess
someone was talking about him the other day, and I was like, I actually had the thought that he's not, but like, what is comedy?
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I don't think a comedian, doesn't think he's a comedian, but I think he's perceived as a comedian.
Interesting.
Do you disagree?
I don't know if he's like. I guess I don't. Actually, probably have never listened to an episode of his podcast.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's not comedy. I mean, it's not funny. Like, there are funny parts, but like, it's not going in. It's not a comedy podcast.
I think he's not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But I do think it's laughable.
Sure. I do laugh at him.
Yeah, like I had a friend in high school, and he would listen to Joe Rogan. I was like, up on my high horse, like, why would you do that? Like that, he's awful. And like, he was like, I think it's hilarious. Like, I like to laugh at him. Mm-hmm. Like, it's funny to me.
It is funny if you watch. Like, the only ones I've watched are like years ago when he just has guests on sometimes. We're like, oh, I've never heard that person talk for 4 hours. I just, you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's someone I really respect. It's like a comedian or like a scientist, and you're like, oh, they're just gonna talk for 4 hours. Like, yeah, and it is easy, and I think there's a lot of people who listen from that perspective, which is just like, this is an interesting conversation with at least one interesting person and one person who knows how to A, B. I think there's like
C,
D, E, F, G. With him, I was like, 50% of his persona is like genuine or whatever, and like 50% of it is like, I know it sells when I'm like a nut. You know, like with anyone, like if you're in entertainment, you're selling something.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think he's necessarily considered a comedian, but I do think when people think of like the negatives of the stand-up comedy kind of universe right now, his name is brought up in the conversation a lot, I feel like. But in terms of like the way it's like the inverse of the way people are like, the annoying comedians are like, you know, are yelling about free speech and kind of, you know, trying to be radical in one direction. Like, I think the positive of comedy is like when that happened in the opposite direction, when you had like people like George Carlin and Richard Pryor who were like actually in good faith arguing for free speech and like talking about things politically that weren't getting talked about nationally, yada yada yada. So I think the good for comedy is like, of stand-up comedy, it feels so annoying defending stand-up comedy.
No, it's okay.
It
it's
feels
important.
It's just very self-interested.
Well, I think you can sneak things in to audiences through stand-up.
I think it's I think what I'll say is the podcasting, the dearths of podcasts now is kind of watered down the impact of stand-up comedy, because what stand-up comedy used to be was like, you didn't get perspectives like what George Carlin and Richard Pryor was giving to you, because people weren't like, you know.
It was a shock value in a way.
Well, it was shock value, and also like, there weren't 300,000 podcasts with like talking about like niche political things or like, you know what I mean? Just the way like, I think in a lot of ways George Carlin was like this comedian who like was like the proto Bernie Sanders, in that Bernie Sanders has been around forever, but in the way Bernie exists in the mainstream consciousness now as being this person who's very against the rich and the establishment, and like talks about it and educates people about it. Like George Carlin did that from the place of being a comedian when there weren't, like, people didn't have Substacks doing that. You know what I mean? It was like you either got the newspaper or television or stand-up comedy, where this one guy is talking about how bad billionaires are.
Well, this can be true about theater too, in the sense that like going to the theater used to be like one of the things to do.
Yeah.
And now you have all of this media, and it's less important. It's a lot more work. It's a lot more intentional than just like putting on a podcast or you know, going outside and going to a community event is like not that common anymore. That's why like a lot of theaters are struggling, because people just don't go after the pandemic, especially, but also like just other things to be entertained by. It's less work. I don't know. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think the value of like all art in general has like gone down just with the fact that everyone can make it, and which isn't a bad thing. Like if you have like a good idea, I don't know what like the indie theater route looks like, but like if you're an indie filmmaker, or indie musician, or comedian, like you have the tools to like make a pretty full-fledged project, and that makes like the act, you know what I mean, that like trickles up or whatever. The attention trickles down, and like there's less of it at the top, because now there's just like all these disparate like little tiny operations.
Yeah. It's rough. Like it's hard. I think stand-up's interesting because it's like, even in the little I've done it, it's like, whoa, like I could say some just crazy stuff up here and people will laugh. And that I could not say in conversation, but like I was thinking about it. I'm like, how far could I go?
Very far.
And but then it's like, what is too far? And then people get criticized for going too far. But then, like, what's your opinion of like Shane Gillis?
Shane Gillis is great.
You think he's funny?
Yeah, I have no problem with Shane Gillis.
Really? Why do you think he's funny? Because people cancel him all the time. There's like headlines that's like, offensive comedian says offensive thing.
You said like you can go too far and people will criticize you. Yeah. And also, Louis still sells out Madison Square Garden.
Sure.
So it's like, cancel culture is real, but only if you let it be. Which sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like, I don't know how that sounds, but I think that's true. Like, almost everyone, if you are a big enough draw in terms of like, you know, actor, musician, comedian, whatever, if people don't like what you say, as long as you still can sell tickets, have you been canceled? As long as your podcast is still, you know what I mean? Have you been really canceled? Yeah. So it's like, if you turn off Twitter.com. People try to put
moral value on it.
Yeah.
Which I think is really hard to do.
Yeah, I think.
And also, like, if you are offended, and I have been offended by some of the things I've seen Shane Gillis say, but it's also like, maybe that's just not my joke. Like, it's just not. I don't find that funny.
Yeah.
I find other things he does funny, but I don't know.
I find like comedy that's offensive or meant to be offensive, I put it through the same ringer that like I put any comedy through. Is like, is it funny? Then I like it. If it's not funny, I don't. If it's outwardly hateful and it's funny, then I want to be like, that's funny. I'm not gonna repost it, or like, you know what I mean? But I'm still gonna. I don't know. I don't make a lot of. I think if there's anything that like we've seen culturally from like the past whatever amount of years, is that like comedians who like seem like really good people, and are like, oh, they're so respectful, yeah. Like I'm thinking of like Ellen, like maybe not like that great behind doors, and some people who are like vulgar, say really shitty, crazy things, are like really solid dudes. You know what I mean? So it's like I'll make a value judgment if you like enact any of the hateful, or like I think there's a difference between hateful and offensive. I don't like hateful stuff, but offensive stuff. Like, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, offensive stuff is like, is it funny or is it not? But that's my, as a comedian perspective. If other people want to be like, you know, you shouldn't say offensive things, then that's also their right to free expression.
So you think that like stand-up comedy, what I'm hearing it come up a lot for you is like it's an extension of free speech.
Yeah, I think like the phrase free speech is like, I feel like every year there's like a most annoying, maybe not annoying is not the right word, but maybe word that I realize I don't, or phrase or concept that I realize I don't really understand what it means to me. And I think free speech this year, I've been like, just in the, you know, we're a year whatever of people yelling about free speech, and I'm like, what does free speech really mean when you get down to it? Because it's like, do I think anyone should be able to say anything whenever they want? Yeah, but like, you know, if someone, like, I feel like that, yes, but I also feel like that aligns me with the group of people I don't like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. It's a little bit of a trap.
Yeah, because then that's the same rhetoric that people use when they're like saying incredibly, you know, hateful stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't want that to be the party line I toe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
What the other like, is it the best for society? And as soon as you start arguing against free speech, you sound crazy.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
So I'm like, is free speech the best? And then I'm like, I don't know if I can explore that.
I like free speech, but not when the free speech that I disagree with is gaining immeasurable traction.
Yeah.
And but I think there's a lot more to that too, because like people can weaponize free speech pretty easily and make it seem like one voice is louder than another. So I don't know. I don't know what to trust anymore. It's really hard.
Yeah, I don't. So to answer your question, I don't think about comedy as an extension of free speech, because I think about free speech, but I'm not going up like, I'm not into comedy because I'm like, this is the space where I can say whatever I want. I'm into comedy because I like validation, and like, I like writing jokes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So if we lived in a society,
God forbid that's not enough.
But if we lived in a society where it was like, you know, you couldn't make jokes about certain things, I don't know if I would like be like, well, then I can't be a comedian. Then I think I might be like, okay, well, I guess I'd
change my comedy.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm standing on 10 about free speech if it really comes down to it.
Okay. I feel like I'm thinking about theater now again.
Shocker.
I think that like my artistry in the theater is like an extension of my political action.
Sure.
In a sense. Do you ever feel that with comedy?
Yeah, it's really murky with me in comedy right now, just because like well, no.
Sounds like you're talking about like a relationship. Like,
well, I have a bunch of jokes, or like 2 jokes that have gone like semi-viral about Portland and like the experience of being black in Portland, that are like making fun. The jokes are making fun of white liberals, right? And that's great.
I'm laughing just thinking about it.
Great, but like this past week, like a kind of big MAGA page reposted one of the jokes, and here's the thing. I let them. I didn't take it down because I had like 50,000 followers, but I got the weirdest comments, and also, but it made me go, shit, like, it's the thing of you put art out into the world and like it can get perceived.
Yeah, and
however,
how politics is just a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I say like, it's hard for me to say my comedy is like, because like I'm honest and like explicit about my beliefs in my jokes, no doubt, but also at this point, because like I've lived in a lot of white liberal cities, and like operated in a lot of white liberal spaces, there's a lot of comedy that's like shitting on white liberals. And at no point in the act do I go like, hey, by the way, I'm generally with you guys. You know what I mean? It could, I mean, I do like talk about being non-binary and like queer and all these things. So it's like, it's murky, I think. If you ask someone like what my political beliefs were after my show, just the fact that I know a bunch of MAGA people have watched it and been like, we also align with this. It's hard for me to say like it's an explicit expression of my political ideology at this point.
I see what you mean. So interesting.
It is.
That is so interesting. I don't even know how to put words to that. I wish I did.
It's weird. I feel like you don't. It's so. I don't feel like bad for not being like, let me get this taken down, because I could have like just like have it. It's my content. I could have had it removed from the page, but also like I don't want to just be like I'm not for Republicans. Like not that I am for Republicans, but I don't think, at least right now, I don't think my art explicitly, at least in terms of stand-up, is something I view as like a political expression.
Yeah.
Though it's really hard to say that being like black and queer in America and like talking about my opinions on those things.
Well, I don't know. When I think about the MAGA page reposting your joke, I sort of think like that's sort of embarrassing for them. Like that's sort of like, I don't know, like jokes on them. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like it's not really, it's not where you are coming from. That's what I'm hearing. It's like,
I'm not, the jokes weren't from a place of like, there's no like at the end, like, but I do love me white, you know what I mean? But I am, at the end of the day, a leftist.
But it's inferred. Like
I think is it inferred?
I would infer it.
You would infer it, but
that's because of my identity boxes.
Your identity boxes.
And your identity boxes.
Yeah, and the context in which, like, you know me, I think. And it's impossible to say, but, like, I don't know. I guess because I'm so on the opposite side. Because I used to be like, yeah, it's pretty clear where I'm at in terms of, like, I think I never would consider that my jokes could be taken as, like, something that, you know, pro-MAGA people would be like, hell yeah. But having that happen, it's really swung the pendulum for me the other way and being like, maybe it is maybe the joke is truly apolitical.
Yeah. Well, I think also, like...
But is anything... Sorry.
Yeah, true. I mean, I think spending a lot of time in Seattle, obviously grew up here. I spent all of 2020 here, spent the pandemic here, and then going to Dallas, being in Texas for 4 years. And something I make a point to say to people when they ask me, because I get like, oh, how was Dallas? Like, what was that like? And they expect me to be like, Texas, you know. But like, we're really just very similar, all of us, everywhere. And Dallas is not like, Texas is not like hell. Like growing up, I literally thought that like I associated Texas with like hatred. Like I hated Texas. I didn't know anything about Texas except for that it was like a red state and that it was evil.
And it's like Texas is like a caricature state where like if you're outside of Texas, all you know is like the big stereotypes and like the, you know, the country, cowboy, Western whiteness of it all.
But there are young people in Texas. There are queer people in Texas. It's more diverse than
Texas is
Seattle.
Texas is
way more diverse than Seattle. Oh my God.
I think I hear you because it's like I came from the South and then I come up here and like when people don't know I'm from the South necessarily, you hear conversations liberals have about like the South and you're like, y'all, South is so much fun. Like,
yeah, but
like,
then like
I guess if you're like, you know, blue septum pierced person named like Aura, then people might look at you strange.
Sounds like someone I want to be friends with.
Sure, but also I'll say people might look at you strange, but like for 90% of y'all, like pretty, not you, but like otherwise over the plate white people.
Oh, I thought you were saying like pretty.
No, oh no. For like all the white people who are like have normal white interests up here, who are like, yeah, Texas. I would never like Texas. Like you would, you totally would. You're a white guy, you'd love Texas.
Texas is fun.
Texas is
Dallas
for you.
Is fun.
Yeah.
Dallas is fun. It's fun. I had a good time there.
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
Really hard. It was different objectively. Like it took a while for me to break it. I think more so than the politics. It was like just social norms. Like I'm super loud. I talk a lot. I'm very blunt in Texas. I mean, I'm blunt.
And you're a woman.
And I'm a woman.
A loud woman in the South. Everyone's like,
it's just not normal. It's just, and then they associate very negative feelings and thoughts towards you. And I've had to come up against that with a lot of my friends and like work through that because it's like here I'm not loud enough sometimes. I feel like like I feel like I'm pretty.
I don't know about that, but sure.
Oh, thank you. But like I don't know, like it's just weird. But yeah, no, Dallas was fun and it was whatever. The people are there. They're living their life.
People are there.
They're really nice. Like a lot of people like really want you to feel good and make you feel at home and I don't know, welcome you into the things that they like and whatever it is, their food and I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. I was going to say something.
Who knows what we were talking about? Free speech.
Oh, I was saying like inversely, like people view the Pacific Northwest in a similar way there, though.
Yeah, for sure.
They're like, oh, you're from Seattle, and they like know about like Chaz. And they know that like we like shut down a whole like Capitol Hill occupied zone. Like they know that
we're
whole
a problem
thing.
up here.
Oh yeah. And they're like, "Whoa, was that scary? Like, did you get hurt? Did you die?" I was like, "No, I like dropped off like books and clothes there with my mom, and we like got something to eat and like chilled." Like
during 2020, the amount of people that were like, "Bro, what's Portland like? I know it's like must be like hell there." I'm like, nah, bro, it's like it's still a regular
10:07.
It's really regular shit still. So yeah, we're all just caricatures to each other.
Yeah, that's the problem. and that's the key to like dissolving. It's like once you get rid of that stereotype or that like built up. And I think it is social media. Like I do think it's the phones.
Yeah.
I think that's the evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. That's all it is. More people should go to the theater, be with each other, and listen to each other's stories.
Do you do theater? Do you want to talk about that at all? We have time if you want to get into theater at all. Do you want to talk about Taylor Swift at all?
Do I want to talk about Taylor? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you. So
how does it segue into Taylor Swift?
You bait and switched me.
What?
Right? Because I thought you were like, I met you. I'm like, cool, artsy, theater, interesting white person. And then you were like, I got to come on your podcast and talk about Taylor Swift. And I was like, I've been had.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. I see what you mean.
I've been had by a Swiftie.
I am not a Swiftie.
You're not so where are we at on the spectrum? Why did you want to?
I think I listened to some of her music. I think I am
you have a
little bit hyper fixated on pop music the past like few years.
Okay, let's talk about that. I'm excited. In what aspect?
I used to be a person that only listened, that was like very anti like pop music, and I thought lesser of you if you listened to pop music, if you enjoyed it. I thought you were dumb, and I thought I was smarter than you because I listened to Beach Bunny
and went to the theater. Got my Beach Bunny on at the theater.
Well, I also, growing up, I only listened to musical theater and Glee soundtrack.
Glee goes hard. Glee soundtrack went hard.
And my mom wouldn't even let me watch Glee. She would just get all the CDs and we'd listen to them in the car.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. The show was pretty hot.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. She would tell me like what happened in the episodes, and she would like we would like sit down. She would watch Glee, and then I would get to come into the living room, and then she would fast forward through all of the scenes.
What?
And then I'd watch the musical numbers, and she'd like describe what was happening in like a way that I could. She had control over, and then.
How old were you?
I don't know. I was in elementary school probably, for anywhere from like 3rd to 6th grade.
Okay, that's good. It's an important detail.
Yeah, I feel like when I say that to people, something clicks for them.
About you?
Yeah, like it's
it all makes sense now. It just seems like a lot of effort for saving you from nothing, essentially. She just really. Your mom needed a podcast.
A lot of effort for saving me from nothing.
Right?
It's a very interesting way to describe my mother's parenting style.
That's a lot of mother's parenting. Cause I feel like I could describe that as my mother's parenting style as well.
Yeah. I think she saved me from like learning or like really having to grapple with like difficult societal events. I don't know exactly.
Anytime the Archie the kid in the wheelchair? Anytime he was on screen, she was just like, nope, don't think about it.
It was more of the like teen pregnancy, like bullying,
but
like
that's like the
slurs, like that kind of stuff.
That's like the perfect example of like, if you don't teach them about it, then they're gonna. I mean, not that
eventually
you got
learn about it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're avoiding this scene about pregnancy when it's like a good opportunity to talk to your child about pregnancy.
But that's why she would skip through the scenes and like talk to me about it. She did talk me through it. Okay. It was just like, what? Why not just let me watch it? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I do not know. She wouldn't let me watch Pitch Perfect either.
She just didn't.
For a long time, and now it's like our favorite movie to watch together.
She hated the cinematography
of Pitch Perfect. No, she didn't like that Fat Amy like called herself Fat Amy. She thought.
Is your mom?
No.
Okay. I didn't want to ask it, but I'm like, I would be a bad journalist if I didn't ask if your mom was fat.
So this is journalism. Full circle.
So you got into you were only listening to Glee. When did you get into pop music? That's what you were saying.
Like junior year of college.
Okay, what was that musical era?
Actually, I started to listen to Taylor Swift a little bit during the pandemic when she released like Folklore and Evermore.
Okay, so those are your first.
Because that's kind of what I listened to, like indie folk, which is like the kind of sound that she created in that sense. And I liked those albums, and I was like, wait, I used to listen to Taylor Swift because I realized I had like, I don't know which album it was. Maybe it was Taylor Swift or it was like Fearless, one of the earlier ones, and I had it on my iPod. And I listened to it growing up.
It goes hard. And
then I didn't listen to Taylor Swift for a long time because when Red came out, my mom was like, you don't listen to this stuff. And I was like, okay.
Was she getting freaky on Red? Red was trouble, right?
Yeah, that was like a lot for my mom. I think.
The
Maybe it wasn't my mom necessarily, but it was like big girl music.
Okay.
And I like So I like skipped all of the like people who say they're like Swifties. They're like, I loved these albums, like Reputation, like 1989. Like I remember my friend listening to 1989, and I was like, you're too young to listen to this. Anyway, and then I started listening to her again, and then and I think I'm just fascinated by like her. I really am. And then I'm also like fascinated by like Olivia Rodrigo and like Sabrina Carpenter, and I do have appreciation for their music, but I like studying them as like a cultural phenomenon.
Okay.
and like how it's all connected. And then I love Chapel Roan. Chapel Roan is like, I think that my biggest, maybe not my biggest dream in life, but I think it would be really important to me, and I'm very serious about the fact that I would love to be like a good friend to her. Aww. Like I would love to be like her friend. And I would. And I say this not as like I'm obsessed with her, I'm a fan, I need to meet her. I could go my whole life without meeting her. It's totally fine.
Sure.
But I know that I would be like a really good friend to her.
Yeah.
She's very important to me because
I'm not judging you, okay? I just want to let you know that.
I don't feel judged.
Good.
Why did you think that?
Because I'm judging you. The parasocial relationship is.
It's because
that's like borderline Stan and Eminem.
I know, and like, she hates that.
Yeah.
She like really hates
that's
that.
Like her whole thing.
Yeah. That's why I try to be very sincere about it, because like no, and I know she hates
Chapel,
it.
if you ever see this, she's different.
No, I'm not. I'm not different. I am no, actually I am a little bit different.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta say I'm not all these other parasocially.
No, it's because I saw her like before she got famous. Yeah. I saw her perform like very intimately before she got famous, 'cause I was at like a fundraiser for this program that like she did, and like another one of my friends was actually part of. And I went, and she was like helping to raise money for that program by like performing at the piano at that event. And she was just very shy, like incredibly shy. I don't really know why. I don't know. Maybe it just like wasn't her audience, or she was nervous or whatever, but she played Pink Pony Club on the piano, and she played California. And at the time I was like working in California, and I would travel back and forth a lot to California. And I was like, wow, this is like exactly how I feel. And I remember listening to Pink Pony Club and being like, whoa, like I love this song. I wish like this person makes music for me. Like this person's going to be famous.
Yeah, it's incredible how long that song was out there. It's such a good song, and it was out there for so long that it's like, it's just crazy that art that good can just be sitting there, and we could all just be like walking past it every day like, huh.
I remember I like waited for it to really get released. Like I was so excited for the day it came out, and I remember the day it came out, I like put it on my story on Instagram, and I was like, go listen to this song. And she thanked me for it. She like DM'd, she was like, thank you for like sharing this.
Chapel, she's different.
You can make fun of me all you want. This is
I am. I said I'm not. I am. I literally am.
We can be done talking about Chapel Roan, but she's amazing.
Are any of your other faves, before we get it back into Taylor, because I do want to, but are any of your other faves not white ladies?
One of my other favorite singers?
Yeah.
Honestly,
can you
no. like I sometimes
crazy
do
thing
think
to
about
admit.
this.
I'm not hating on you. I
no, that's
earnestly
okay.
respect that you admitted it, because most people would be like, no, I love Beyonce. But you were like, no, I'm going to stand 10 toes in it.
I mean, it's just, I think if I'm being honest, like when I started getting into music, like I said, like Taylor Swift was like big girl music for me. And I do think there was a little bit of like, I don't listen to like people who are really sexual or loud. And I don't think that like Black women just make sexual music or loud music or rap music or whatever. But at that time, like I do think growing up like white in Seattle, like, and I was fairly sheltered, like I think that lens was kind of like present in my upbringing. But no, like I recently I love Remy Wolf. She's one of my favorites. She's not like, I do like Beyonce.
No, you don't have to.
I do like Cowboy Carter. I love Lemonade. But I wouldn't say it's like my favorite music. I like, what else do I like to listen to? I like Doechii. I love Doechii. I think she's the coolest.
To make you feel better, all of my favorite artists are Black dudes. You know what I mean? Like that's not a thing you should feel bad about.
Yeah.
I'm just being shitty.
No, that's okay. I don't feel like guilty about it either. Like it's just like what happened. But I do try to like branch out from that.
So what do you find interesting about the like cultural phenomena of Taylor? 'Cause I'll say, like, I remember like vividly. How old are you? 'Cause we're different ages. 22. I'm about to turn 30. So like, I must have been third-ish grade. I remember the week our song dropped because like everyone at school, like I remember the girls in my class like screaming that song like when it dropped. So like, she's literally been on my radar forever, and I like. I hesitated, not hesitated. For me, when you're like, I want to talk about Taylor Swift, to give you how I feel about her, it was like you being like, I want to talk about the weather, because to me, it's not even that she's good or bad. It's that she's so omnipotent in our like cultural landscape, and I find so little. Again, not that she's bad. I listened to the album, her newest album, while you were coming here. It's cool. It doesn't like fit into my musical diet, but I was like, this is the second time I heard it. It's cool, but I just truly don't find anything about her interesting. And I find I find the way that she's taken like a pretty not radical, like pretty. Like there's nothing I feel personally that she does like exceptionally well that you'd be like, oh my god, this is the best vocalist. Oh my god, this is the best songwriter you ever heard. Whatever. That's just my opinion. So I find the way that like she takes up so much gravity, despite doing something I feel is just so non-radical. Is. Yeah. I don't want to.
There is something to say about white mediocrity.
I was gonna say, and I think the fact that that's like become the cultural phenomena of the past couple years is indicative of like a culture that is like. I think is like a lot of her popularity is like clinging to nostalgia and like her packaging nostalgia to her audience, and like this Arrested Development, like I'm a high school girl kind of energy forever. And I do think a lot of it is like the me of like, there's a cultural phenomena happening, and like I at least want to be aware of what's happening for the sake of like being a cultured person. And
like journalism, like I do really like reading the news, and I like noticing what different outlets post and how they frame things. And so like when I know that it's about something's like going to be widely reported, like I do kind of want to know
like
what
it's
people's
like. Angles are?
Huh?
What like when something's widely reported, you do want to know like what's happening specifically, or just like what the takes are going to be about it?
Like I want to be able to know I want to familiarize myself with the subject material.
Sure.
Like, even if it's, like, the Oscars, like, I don't really want to watch all those movies, but sometimes I'll, like, watch them just to know.
Yeah.
Like, what?
To be a part of the conversation. Yeah. To understand it. To make podcasts more interesting.
And I think that exactly, yeah. Like, I don't know. I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to be part of that,
like,
too.
Oh, a podcast I like. They're talking about this movie. It's like, well, I guess I'm going to watch this movie.
Yeah.
So listen to this. Whatever.
I think that's how I kind of got started, like, paying attention to Taylor Swift again.
Mm-hmm.
It was just 'cause I was like, whoa. Like, and one of my really close friends, too, was, like, a really big Taylor Swift fan. And part of me was like, I want to be able to talk about this with you, and I want to, like, be able to have conversations about this thing that's important to you. And so I would, like, kind of get in on it or listen to whatever. But I can't say I don't enjoy also some of the... 'Cause I think the thing about Taylor Swift that's fascinating to me is that, like... there's so many things, but like it's just her songwriting is so like it's about her, and she is everything that she says she is. Like I have people like, oh, Taylor Swift's like this or that. I'm like, she's selfish, she's narcissistic or whatever. She's blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, she said that multiple times.
Says that a lot on the new album,
and in previous albums too. Like I don't know. Some of the songs on this album do like really put me off. Like, I just do not.
Yeah, for sure.
I do not like them.
I don't want anyone to sing about being canceled at all. It's
just weird. Like, I'm just like, what is this? Okay.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, she's a character. She's writing as a character. I'm like, but why?
Yeah. It's just that was gonna be like my general take on her music / the newest album. It's like if she's just writing a song that's like a love song or just like a song, then I'm cool with it. When she's trying to do like cultural commentary, I'm generally like, you're not the one. Like respectfully, you're the culture we commentate on. To try and be the commentary to is like you're inside the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's like that's what a lot of people are saying about the album too. It's just like read the room. Like that's just not with everything going on. Like this doesn't. But then she'll always say like, and then in the album, there's like no way to get to it because then she's like, I don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want about me. Like good publicity. Publicity is good publicity. Kind of thing.
You said something earlier. Do you think she's self-aware?
I do think she's really self-aware. But I don't think I like it.
Okay. That's fair. That's totally fair.
Because there's songs like Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, or like I think it's from Tortured Poets Society. And then there's a song, I don't really know what it's called, but it's like she's like, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
Yeah. That's not Anti-Hero.
Yeah, it is Anti-Hero. Yeah. And she says there's a song that I think is Tortured Poets Society. I'm not sure, but it's called like You're Losing Me. She talks about like being insecure. She's like, yeah, I get it. Like there's a song called Peace from Evermore, I think it's called, where she's like, yeah, if you're going to be with me, like I can never give you peace. Like I love you, but like it'll never be calm or stable or quiet or anything. Like she does know herself, but I don't think that like I want to look at it sometimes.
Sure. Yeah.
But like I appreciate it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's like I look at like either the like Charlie discourse with the new stuff or like the I'm not a bad bitch, this isn't savage discourse where it's like
it's weird as hell.
Yeah, where it's like I do think you knew what you were doing, but also
why?
Yeah. Like people, I'm like I don't think it's like like racist or anything like that, or like obviously not the Charlie song, but like
You don't think it's racist?
The bad bitches.
Yeah.
My read of it was I find that AAVE has been so co-opted by the internet / white people that white people saying stuff like savage, I think it's so disconnected from the black experience. Now, in Taylor's mind, like I think she knows, you know what I mean, that it is. Like that its roots are obviously in the black community, but I also think she knows that, at least to me, people have an understanding of the fact that AAVE has just been kind of subsumed into all of our vernacular, and thus is fine for her to use to typify the way people talk online, because it is the way people talk online is AAVE, and it's a song about the way people talk online. So I think it's a fair use, but I also think it sounds cringe.
I like when she goes, everybody's so punk on the internet. That one always makes me laugh because like everyone's so fucking punk on the internet. It's a cringy first line to the song, but like
it's cringy, and it's like when I was listening to the album I had the thought of like, if I didn't know who this, and it kind of sucks that this is true, but I do feel like if I didn't know who made this album, I would like the album more. If that makes sense. If someone was like, check out this album, I'd be like, this is pretty cool. Like this person's like, and like the like cringe lyrics or like the canceled stuff would probably just like wash over me. I was like, I don't really like that song. You know what I mean? But because it's her, it's like, I know it's like grating. A little bit.
I get that.
I don't know if that's fair, but I do think it's earnestly how I feel.
Sure. That's like, I never thought about it that way before.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's like,
It's generally impossible to detach like context from the art unless you like receive it. I mean, even like it's the way like I liked a lot of Drake's music, and then the past 2 years happened, and I'm like, I don't feel the same listening to this music because like it just I still can and still do, but it definitely doesn't all hit the same. And so it's like, I think, or Kanye, still, I haven't listened to Kanye any less, so it's not really, it kind of falls apart there, but yeah,
that's fine. I think that she does some things that are really confusing to me. Like, this is one of the things I'm like really nerdy about is like her relationship with Olivia Rodrigo. Okay, so
what's going on there? I just know they have beef.
No, I can lay this out for you because it's I was there for all of it because
you almost said it's important, didn't you?
No.
Okay.
I it might be important. It might not be important. The thing though is that like Olivia Rodrigo was like just like a Disney star, and she like wrote songs. Yeah. And then she blew up because she wrote some cool music or whatever. She wrote like an album, and then one of her songs like blew up. And then famously that song like kind of nods at like Sabrina Carpenter being like a girl that she's like jealous of. And then Sabrina Carpenter got like so much hate on it, like death threats, like it was really dangerous, and it was like really, and everyone knew that the song was referencing Sabrina Carpenter. And then Olivia Rodrigo was
I was aware of driver's license. You're talking about driver's license. I had no idea it was.
I'm sorry I used that word. A lot of people knew.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was just like, I don't like, let me just say this. In terms of music, I like, of all the people you've named, in reverse order is how I like their music. So Chapel's clearly the best, then Sabrina, and Olivia and Taylor do nothing for me. But
I really like Sabrina Carpenter because I think she's hilarious.
I think she's hilarious and also annoying.
Yeah, sure. For sure. I think it's starting to get annoying to me.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
It's like
the first year of the shtick was great, and it's kind of been diminishing returns.
Yeah, I get that. Well, the thing is, she's been around for so long, and this is like the first thing that's kind of like worked for her is like this shtick. Yeah. Which I think is like good for her, but also like
it's not gonna work forever.
It's not. I don't think it's authentically her.
Sure.
You know, I think like it's a way that she marketed herself that worked. And I do think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it sells. And for the first album, it was great. Or not, it was like probably like our sixth, but for short and sweet, it was great.
Yeah, and for Man's Best Friend, have you listened to that? No. Okay, that album is fucking funny.
It's funny?
I will like laugh out loud to that album.
Okay.
Like you could say the lyrics to that song at a stand-up show and people would laugh. And it's like, it's funny.
Okay.
It's just like fun. It's just hilarious to me.
Okay.
I don't know.
I believe you. I will try it.
It's just funny to me. I don't know.
But the driver's license drama. What happened after this? Yeah,
Taylor Swift like took Olivia Rodrigo under her wing or whatever, because Olivia Rodrigo got compared a lot to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And she was like a big Swiftie or whatever, and very publicly about that. And then something happened where like Olivia Rodrigo actually did get some pushback because she like Paramore like sued her.
Yeah, because she took the hook of the
and
misery
then
business.
Taylor Swift also got some songwriting credits on a couple of Olivia Rodrigo's songs, and it's very unclear.
They
to
think
the
Taylor
internet,
might have sent the lawyers.
Maybe that's very unclear. Like nothing is confirmed, and no one really knows why. And now they're like no contact. And like, but Taylor Swift was like on Twitter calling Olivia Rodrigo like her daughter or like her music daughter or whatever. And I like think that Olivia Rodrigo is like a really sweet human being. Like I like her music. It's not like my favorite thing, but I think she's a good person, and I think she's like she's cute, and she like does a lot of positive like activism with her music, and she's just a sweet person, I think. And I guess sometimes I get confused like what went down there.
Hey, I'll say this: you don't know those niggas. I'm just saying, you don't have to be like there's.
But I
clearly,
but this is just
there's
like
some
the kind of person
clearly
that I
someone
am.
in there isn't the sweet lady there.
Exactly. Well, I never
are.
said that Taylor Swift was like.
Okay, but
I said she was
you don't
self-aware.
know these niggas, sure. Keep
Okay,
going.
I just think she's cool, and I just don't understand.
I also would like to be her friend. I feel like we would
No,
be.
I don't need to be her friend.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I think we actually could get along.
Of course.
I really want to be friends with Jenna Ortega.
I don't. This is pretty much the spectrum of like all the Gen Z stars I know. So I'm happy you're keeping it in bounds, because these are like the 4 names I'm aware of.
I also want to be friends with Francesca Scorsese.
Lost me.
Scorsese's daughter.
Why is that cool?
I just think she's cool.
All right. So what about this beef were we talking about?
Anyway, Taylor Swift now is all of a sudden like Sabrina Carpenter's like biggest fan, and like had her on the album and stuff. I just think all of this is very interesting, to be honest with you.
It doesn't feel a little Arrested Development, still in high school.
It is very much that. It is very much that.
Okay.
But she's like 30 years old.
That's what
I'm like, what's
what
going
I'm saying.
on?
That's what she's selling, is like this idea that 40 to 20-year-old women can be in high school for as long as they want mentally.
And then I think that the thing with Charlie XCX is like, great, Charlie XCX releases like Brat. That's huge and awesome.
Yeah.
There's like Girl So Confusing, which did a lot for me personally as a woman.
Like one of my favorite songs ever.
I think that started a conversation between women that, like, I think that was cool. Unique in that sense.
It's one of, honestly, I will jump out and say I think Brat's like the best album of the 2020s, and Girl So Confusing is the best song on there. I love Girl So Confusing.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then Lorde like being on the remix.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
It's the opposite energy of the entire other energy that's going on over here, is being like, hey, you know, we have some drama, but let me just be real. I'm super insecure, and you seem great, and maybe we can work it out. And then the other girl is like, oh my God, I'm so happy you said something. Like,
I know.
That's cool. And like, it bangs also.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is like a specific person I think about too when I listen to like, Sympathy is Sympathy is a Knife.
Yeah.
Like there's a person I think about when I sing that, or when I sing that in my car or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, if that person wrote that song or said something like that in response, I think I would disappear for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be doing well. I just can't even believe. It's just so crazy to me.
It's big. Like, I think after the initial, like, you know, however initial feeling subsides, the feeling would be like, damn, I'm better than this person. Not like in any sort of like haughty way, but just like, damn, clearly I thought I was like so far behind and like lacked all this stuff, and like I want to be them.
Yeah.
But you've just shown me
Yeah.
I do not need to be
Yeah.
you. You do not have all your marbles, because you have everything in the world.
Yeah.
And someone was like, you make me feel insecure, and you're like, yeah, you little bitch. I do make you feel insecure.
Yeah.
But you go whine to your husband about that.
And there's this Olivia Rodrigo song that people speculate might be about Taylor Swift, where she sings this line, and it's like, you have everything and you still want more. Like, you must hate yourself. You must be so insecure and like hurt people. And like, I know that in my heart. And that's why I think Olivia Rodrigo is just kind of a sweet person. But also, like, I don't know what the issue with this is. I'm sure there are celebrities that you think are like, you would have a good time with.
I think there's people that like, I think they're funny, and I do not know. I do not know these niggas, so I don't think there's any celebrity who I look at and I'm like, oh, we would totally be friends. I think
right, it's like you can never know them. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
like I've met my favorite comedian one time, and like the 5 seconds of banter we had was so awkward.
Yeah,
and, like, we would get past that, I guess, but it still showed me like, yeah, you're not just
Yeah, okay, I totally see what you're saying. This is actually really good for me.
Energy with everyone you meet. Like, I know I'm a specific. I'm not bad, but I think I'm not everyone's cup of tea, so I'm not just gonna act like I'm also everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, I see
like
that.
They would want to be friends with me, which is
see,
like
and I'm sucked
equation.
into the system.
See what?
I got sucked into the system.
Yeah, I think everyone. People talk so much about like what's it called? The parasocial relationships, but like we're getting sold parasocial relationships. Like that's the marketing plan. Like that's what they want. That's what Taylor Swift wants you to have a parasocial relationship with her. That's her brand. So it's like I don't think less of people for being like, yeah, I feel like I know this person. It's like, yeah, they spent $50,000 on marketing this week alone.
Yeah.
So you feel like they're your friend because that's how marketers know that's how they get you to buy stuff.
Yeah.
So is there anything else from the Marvel Cinematic Universe of white women pop singers? Is there another like
this has actually been really good. I feel like cuz the thing is like I don't know why I care so much, and I think we're discovering that like it's because I've been sold something, but like this has been really good to like get out because I just think a lot about it, and I actually do kind of feel for these people, and like I don't know. This has been nice though. I'm just like
I was with you with that. I think a lot about it when you said I feel for these people. I was like, which one of these opulently wealthy
get up.
I think my only I feel like Taylor Swift, if she's good for one thing for me personally, it's letting me know which male musicians are gonna hit for me, because all of her exes I find make excellent music.
Really?
Yeah, huge John Mayer fan. Huge 1975 fan. Calvin Harris, pretty good. Harry Styles? Did I make that up?
Yeah, it was like a marketing
also
thing,
pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I like Harry Styles. I feel like is he really done making music?
I don't care. I don't really like Harry Styles. I just had to put another name in there. But the first three really fucked with.
Travis Kelce thoughts?
He should put out an album. Travis, I gotta see. I can't. It is crazy though that she was with Maddie Healy and then went straight to Travis Kelce in terms of like, you would just date anybody. not that those are shitty dudes, but it's like what is the through line there? I guess I don't know. Do you feel like the people you date are like have dated are like dramatically different, or do you feel like there's like a through line of like vibes?
I think for me there was like a through line, and then like the person I'm with now kind of broke that, but it's a healthy relationship. So maybe that's what Taylor Swift went through as well.
Yeah, I get it. If you date a British, like a bisexual British former drug addict, and you're like, you find me a.
Is that how you describe Joe Alwyn?
Not Harry Styles, Maddie Healy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm big into those guys. But yeah,
you like Maddie Healy as a person?
I love Maddie Healy as a person.
Okay.
He is. I love me a problematic white boy. Give me a Maddie Healy.
Okay.
Give me a John Mayer. Give me a Chet Hanks. Great guys. Diplo. Name a problematic white boy. I love him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will let you have that.
I don't think it's moral or anything, but
I feel like if you were allowed to like a problematic white boy, I should be allowed to like a problematic white girl.
At any point did I tell you to not like anyone? I'm not up here being like, now I just know me and Maddie Healy if we had tea together one time, he would know that I need to be in the 1975 and we need to do a whole
Okay,
so
I'll take it.
That's where the difference is.
I'll take it. That's fine.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about anything else? We can end whenever you want.
No, yeah, we'll go see a play.
We'll go see a play.
Yeah,
okay.
Soul Theater.
Yeah, recommend a play for everyone to see, then recommend a Taylor Swift song And then.
Do I have to recommend a Taylor Swift song?
I like how you're like, I'm not a Swiftie, and then you started like, you had like a catalog of memories of like
Taylor
all of her
Swift
songs
songs
about specific topics.
Yes,
You're
because
like,
I do my research.
But, she does have 12 songs about being sad in autumn, and it's like, it's like, okay, whatever. You're a journalist, I guess.
Okay, let me think about this. A play to go see. Well, this one's really easy. Right now they're doing Shrew at Union Arts Center, which is by William Shakespeare, directed by Bob and Ramsey. I sat in on their rehearsal process. I went once a week. It's really good. It's really cool. It's really queer. It's really fun. It's really hard to like say you're gonna do like a modern take on Shakespeare and then like do it well. And I think that she did that, and I think that's really cool. So we could go see that if you want to. I'd definitely go see it again.
I'd love to. Let's do it. What are your thoughts on? Is his name Baz? Baz Ulrich? I might have just made up a name. The Romeo plus Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, Baz Luhrmann?
Baz Luhrmann. What did I say? Oh yeah,
Ulrich.
It's a hard name. That's not a name you've ever heard before.
Baz Luhrmann. It's only like a very famous director.
I was Ulrich Anyway, what's your take
on that movie?
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it. I don't think it's like as
like a person
that like studied theater, like it's kind of this is not the right person to ask. One time I said I liked that movie in my directing class, and I got like fried by my directing teacher. He was like, "Well, Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't know how to speak." I was like,
okay. So that's like saying you like Les Mis. It's basic bitch shit.
I do think it's a cool movie, though. I think it's aesthetically very pleasing.
I would look at it all the time.
And I think it's like one of the best, like, darn it, I'm gonna get his name wrong. Mercutio?
Baz?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. Baz Ulrich. I think that actor does a really good job.
Oh yeah. That's the best actor role in the movie for sure.
If you like that movie, I love Shakespeare. This is a different conversation, but I love Shakespeare. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, that's my only familiarity with it. I really like Midsummer's Night's Dream when I saw it in high school. And for a while, I wanted to name my first kid Lysander.
Really?
That didn't happen.
Oh. Did you fight for that? Or were you like, was it on the list?
I brought it up. She wasn't going.
She was like, no.
She wasn't going for Lysander. It's a choice. And also, we decided we wanted to do names that were not.
Why Lysander though? Is it because you like the name of the character?
The name. For
okay,
sure,
okay. I was like, I was thinking. I was starting to think about who Lysander is, and I was like,
no, it's all just the names. In my head, it was gonna be all my kids were gonna be Lysander, Demetrius, Helena, and we were gonna skip Hermia because that's just can't name your kid Hermia. And then my dogs were gonna be Puck and Oberon. I had it all figured out.
You really do like it.
But then,
have you ever seen Dead Poets Society?
No.
You should watch that movie.
Is that a modern whatever of that, or is it a different one?
There is a production of Midsummer Night's Dream that happens within the movie.
Okay.
It's heartbreaking.
Okay.
But yeah, that's actually really cool. I'm trying to think of like if I would recommend a Shakespeare play for you specifically. I feel like you would love like Much Ado About Nothing and like Love Labor's Lost, like those kind of like I feel like you would like that kind of comedy. The comedies, probably. It's good comedy.
Sure. It's stood the test of time.
Yeah, that's why I do it, actually. 'Cause I'm like, if I can do this, it's been around this long, 'cause I'm like trying to make it in theater. Like, if I can do Shakespeare, maybe I'll work.
Yeah, you always have, there's always a Shakespeare company.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I guess not forever. Do a Taylor Swift song now. You recommended the Shrew. Are you gonna do another
Shrew, one? Yeah, I can try to do a Taylor Swift song. I don't know if like there's one I would recommend.
What's your favorite? That's a good. We can end on that 'cause I have a couple favorites. What's number one for you?
I think I think maybe like 15.
I have no familiarity.
It's one of the ones I listen to on my iPod.
Is that Fearless then?
I don't know.
Okay.
But she sings a song about being in high school and being 15.
Sure.
And there's also a specific line where she's like, I'm sitting in my class and next to my friend, and the friend's name is Abigail, and like she says Abigail in the song, and that always like made me, I don't know, it made me feel like very endeared to her.
Parasocial relationships
Maybe.
start.
Her best friend's name is Abigail, and then she's also like, that song just makes me cry 'cause it makes me think of being a kid.
Sure. Okay.
So you have some favorite Taylor Swift songs?
Yeah, but they're the mainstream garbage. Like, I think I've never once skipped what's nice to meet you, where you been, I can show you.
Oh, Blank Space?
Blank Space.
Remember when everyone thought it was like Starbucks lovers? Like that was the lyric?
No. So it's what part do they think was Starbucks lovers?
Got a long list of Starbucks lovers. It's not the real lyric.
Yeah,
though.
no, it's not. It's a bad brain.
I may or may not know the real lyric.
What? Got a long list of ex-lovers. It's not that hard. People thought it was Starbucks lovers. Okay. And then Shake It Off goes crazy. Our song.
Our song is good. I don't.
What's the best one? Not the. He was on the football team. I'm in the bleachers.
Oh yeah. You Belong With Me, maybe.
Yeah.
That one's like got the Romeo and Juliet. No, that's a different one.
No, yeah, that one's great. That's the top 5.
That Romeo and Juliet one is really good. Take me somewhere. Yes.
It's the love story.
Yeah.
Love story. So that's my top 5. Blank Space, Shake It Off, Love Story.
You have a whole top 5.
Yeah, I've told you, I've been there since
Yeah.
I remember the first day her music came out, and I'm an appreciator of music.
Good.
So
I just love Folklore and Evermore.
Yeah, people have said Folklore's really good. The people who
like
I
Lover.
respect.
I actually like the song Lover. I think it's very sweet.
Is that a controversial opinion?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I was just admitting to myself, like, I do really like that song.
That's it. We don't have to say anything else. Listen to Taylor Swift. Thank you for being here. You want to
Thank you for having me.
say your... I guess we never introduced you, huh?
I'm Abi. I'm Abi Brittle.
We're going to have to put this... I want to put this...
I have a very interesting digital footprint if you would like to explore it. It's there.
You're not going to say any of your things?
It's Abi Brittle. Like, that's...
Oh, yeah. There's not another one?
My Instagram is Abi Brittle. I'm not super active on anything else, to be honest. There's some TikTok videos that I've posted, but I deleted that app. Delete your social media.
Watch my clips.
It's me.
So
I think you will heal the world. Delete social media, go to the theater.
send me your phone number and I'll just text you the clips.
Yeah, it's creme fucking brulee. Yeah, you can like or you can hate. Yeah, it's creme fucking brulee. Yeah, you can like or you can wait. Yeah, it's creme fucking brulee. I'm with your babe, cause she look great. Yeah, it's creme fucking brulee. And my shit banks, and my shit wait. We're not the same, stay on my lane. She give me brain, that's my grain. I don't do breaks, I don't do games. I don't do change, Benjamin Frank. I'm smoking dank, I don't feel pain. And that shit stank, I make it rain. All in the day, all in the face. She on brulee, all in the cake. I don't do texts, I don't do pics. I hit a bitch, I